Good morning. So I can't, as much as I wish I could, change the pharmaceutical and medical industry because it's just too big and powerful. But what I can do is encourage people that if you keep praying and pressing on to God, that you never have to settle for a doctor, and just like you don't have to settle for a relationship, you don't have to settle for a church, you don't have to settle for a doctor. And no matter how many doctors you have to go through, what I've heard from around the world, if you talk to anyone with FND, almost no doctor has ever heard of FND, no nurse, and that's a fact. And even if you go into the FND chat rooms with 20,000 people, everyone's saying no doctor's ever heard of this, and the wait for neurologists that could actually prescribe you the right meds is years of waiting, right? So, everyone with this isn't on the right meds for years and years and years, right? So it's a frustrating process, but if you find the right doctor, which you will if you keep pressing in on it, and my mom found me a new doctor to call today. It's just about finding a doctor who will listen to you and has a heart like Jesus, right? They don't ever have to hear about this. All they have to do is listen to your symptoms and work with you and be like, hey, I'm experiencing this, and you do your own research, and they'll work with you, and hey, I have seizures, I need this for this symptom, and a lot of stuff, since we haven't flare-ups, we just need scripts for things that when we're in that flare-up, we have meds to use at that time. We don't need meds for everyday uses, but we need things for when we're in flare-ups. And it's crazy because people with MS, they get the meds for that, and people with flare-ups, people with Parkinson's, they get the meds for that, and people with seizures, they get meds for that. And we have the symptoms of 16 different diseases, but it's impossible for us to get put on the right meds. And even the doctors could Google and look up our disease and be like, all right, they have the symptoms for all these different diseases, but then they don't put us on, anything for those things. And it's a known fact, we experience more pain than anyone with those diseases because we have the symptoms of every single one of those diseases, right? So we're experiencing more pain than anyone with MS, Parkinson's, all those diseases, because it's all in one. But since they don't understand it, they don't know what to do, right? But I know this new doctor is going to be spirit-led, and, even for a disease that once you get it, they put you in a 10-month residential rehab. There's not many diseases they do that, right? Because this is so extensive, and it's just crazy that doctors would stop meds for seizures and bone pain and stuff, knowing it's a chronic illness and you've been in bed for a year. So they know the amount of pain you're in, and they know the amount of suffering you go through just to get you an office visit, right? But this is a doctor I'm going to take the appointment just to get my meds prescribed and then never see again, because I'm a doctor's office that's willing to inflict pain and do things like that. That's a doctor I never want to see or speak to ever again. And just know the amount of bone pain a person would have from a year of bed rest to be starting everything on the lowest levels. And because a lot of these are controlled substances, they just start you at the lowest dose, knowing that just from alone that wouldn't actually be enough to help. It's just it's absurd, and because there's that knowledge that they have about it, they just go about everything the complete wrong way. But you just gotta keep praying and fighting for yourself, and know that you don't grow helpless. You just keep fighting for your recovery and for the right team. And it might take 100 doctors till you find the right one, but the right one's there. And the more you pray and press into it, the faster you'll find that help that's out there for you. But it is out there. It's frustrating, but the key is to just keep surrendering it to Jesus and letting him open those doors and close those doors. And it's not to get to feel hopeless. It's not to give up. It's not to keep working with doctors that aren't meant for you. If something's not working and something's causing you frustration and something's not the right fit, then you just you move on, and you don't get in the mindset like, hey, everyone's gonna be the same. Yeah, I've had a lot of doctors that have been the same, but that doesn't mean everyone will be. There's still doctors out there that have hearts like Jesus. There's still doctors out there that listen. You know what I mean? You'll find the right ones, as long as you don't give up and you keep pressing into it. So I'm feeling hopeful this morning, because I have a doctor to call, and Mom found her, and the Lord's leading. My mom is not only just my mom, but my home health aide to help in all this and orchestrate things for me. So I have a really good feeling about this. So God is good, and he keeps just orchestrating everything to come together. And sometimes when you have to go through a rough patch in your recovery, it's just pushing you to where you're meant to be. And I haven't been with the right doctor since I got sick, so these days going without my meds, it's a blessing in disguise, because it's just moving me to the right medical care, the right doctor that essentially is gonna be better for me. So this storm that I've had to endure from Sunday, that is gonna just push me into better medical care. It's a good thing. In a lot of storms, they come to clear your path, and this was a storm that came to clear my path. So sometimes when we enter into these things and we're like, oh God, why? It's just to shake things up and get you where you're meant to be. A lot of storms are. When you're feeling the pain and going through it, it's hard to see the positive in it. But I've noticed every storm I've had in the past, every storm I'm currently in, every storm that arises, it's all for the good. So I keep praising God in them, as hard as they are, because I know it's God moving in my life and making all things better. So I woke up with a lot of gratitude this morning. And I'm gonna get that call done once her office opens up to get that scheduled. And I know she's gonna listen to me and help. And I'm just super thankful this morning. So it's gonna be another day that I'm in bed, but it's a day of progress. So that's it. But I was looking for my book. Oh, you know what? I actually think I know where it is. I'm able to do a tiny bit of walking today. I've gotten a lot of sleep the past couple days. And let's see if I can grab that, and then I'll do a quick reading for you guys, and then I'm gonna skedaddle. Still super shaky and have some paralysis and still out of the everything. I'm gonna turn you guys off for one moment to check on the date, and then I'll get through the reading, and then I'm gonna hang up. Hang on one sec, so I can check the date. Okay, it's the 26th. Boy, is time flying by. I'm shaking really bad, so it's hard to turn the pages, so bear with me for a minute. That's the 28th. Okay. So, this is August 26th. Don't give in to negative thinking. I know it's easy to when your job hangs by a thread, your finances have fallen apart, or your relationships just aren't working anymore. But if you focus on what is wrong, you develop unhealthy emotions, anxious thoughts, and a fearful spirit, and you lose your faith. I see your life and the circumstances of the world from a much different perspective. I see the big picture from a much different perspective. I see, I read that line twice. I see the big picture, and that changes everything. I want you to see through my eyes, so I've given you my word, which contains my thoughts. I don't want you relying on what you see or what others tell you. I want you to come to me. I want you to glimpse your life and your situations through my eyes. From heaven's standpoint, the impossible is possible. From my perspective, anything can happen at any time because I'm sovereign in control and able to do all things. My power reaches outside of time and space, and I do not operate within the physical world. And that means that I can change human hearts and provide resources that don't exist one moment, but do in the next. I'm full of surprises, and they are always for good. Believe in my vision for your life. Trust that I know what is best, and rest while I work. As the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. Isaiah 55:9. So that was a good reading for this morning, but I'm gonna skedaddle, and I hope everyone has a good day and just keep focused on praising God in gratitude through your storms, because they're just coming to clear a path for a better, and you just keep pressing into them, and you don't ever feel helpless, because helplessness leads to desperation, and it leads to settling and accepting less than you deserve. But when something isn't top-notch in your life, it just means it's not for you. And that was the case with the doctors I have been seeing. So instead of getting helpless in this situation, I just realized I wasn't with the right doctors. So now I just have to endure 4 days of a storm because of that. But it came to clear my path into getting me with the right doctor, and after you're getting the proper care for myself, and then I'll never have to endure again doctors that would just stop my medicine for missing appointments when they know for a year 90% of the time I'm bedridden, and me missing appointments is a very common thing in my life. And to stop someone's seizure medicine and bone medicine for missing appointments is a cruel thing to do, and then have them not be able to get them back until they schedule an appointment and could get back into the office. And I only was able to get in as soon as Wednesday because of a cancellation, or I'd have to wait even longer, stuck in a state of constant seizures and severe pain. It's a cruel thing, and that's a doctor's office I could never, ever stand by or want anything to do with. But it was also a doctor's office that never had been right. So now God's just gonna bless me with the one seeing the right doctor and getting me on everything proper, and I'll be abundantly blessed now with the right medical care after a year because of this. And had this not have happened, I'd have stayed with mediocre care that was not any of what I needed, and was super below mediocrity, just because I wasn't focused on it, and I wasn't looking to find the best doctor around. I just settled because I have so much else on my mind in recovery. But now this is pushing me into the hands of someone that's gonna listen and be loving and caring and really be there to help me. So, God creates these things in our lives to push us to where we're meant to be. So the storms that come to clear our path are a blessing. So during this pain, I'm saying thank you, Jesus, for moving me into the hands of the care I'm meant to be in. And everything with God, regardless how it seems in the moment, He is working all things for our good. It's never, ever bad with Jesus, no matter how it looks or feels in that exact moment. That's why you don't ever angry fist Him or say, oh, why God, or God, I can't take this anymore, or, it's just, it's all good with God. And my cyst happened to burst at what I would say is the worst time, because I'm already having all this pain and stuff, but if I think about it, it's actually a blessing because it happened when I'm already trapped in bed and in pain, so it didn't add to an additional, week in bed at a time of health. So I just got to double down and kill two birds, right? So God knows what He's doing. So you just keep trusting in Him and thanking Him, and it's all His perfect timing. And I just found out yesterday, which pisses me off a lot, that I found out I was talking to the lady that sets appointments for the doctors, and we were on the phone for a while because she doesn't do the switchboard stuff often, and she mentioned that they had in-home physical therapy, and I've been saying for a year now, because I've only gone to physical therapy a few times, because I can only get through 15 minutes and can't do anything weight bearing, so it feels like a waste of my time. And she's like, oh, mentioned in-house physical therapy, and I'm like, they could send physical therapy to my house? And she's like, yeah. And for a year now, these doctors haven't mentioned that, and I've mentioned, like, by the time I get to physical therapy and get ready and out of the house and all that, it's just too exhausting. And had I have known this whole year that they had come to my house, I would have been doing it, and it would have been really different than popping up here, because then even if they showed up at the door, it's like, now you have to do it. So again, it just shows me I've been with the wrong doctors, and so now I'm gonna look into how I get in-house physical therapy and try to start that 2 times a week. But it was a blessing just being on the phone with her and her just nonchalant mentioning it, so that was just a God thing. But I'm just gonna focus on getting stronger, and you guys have a blessed day, and just keep if something's not good, it's not God, and don't settle. If you don't love your doctor, if you don't love your relationship, if you don't love your life, if you don't love your job, like any area of your life, if it's not good, it's not God, and it's not where you belong. You're meant to love every single area of your life. If not, you haven't surrendered that area of your life to God, You're really meant to have a little piece of heaven here on earth. Sometimes we've taken so much control of our lives that we've gotten to a point that we have a lot of refining to do, and some of us have quite the storm to get through to clear out the mess we've created, but it's all worth it. So I'm gonna go. That's about all that I want to do. So, bye guys.